Hey everyone, welcome to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today I have the 75431 327 Star Corps Clone Troopers Battle Pack. This released August 1st, 2025 and retails for $45, which makes this pretty overpriced, and a $15 increase to the previous Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack, which released earlier this year. This set has 258 pieces, comes with 4 Clone Troopers and 3 Super Battle Droids. On the back of the box, it just shows the minifigures and builds in action on the planet Felucia. The set comes with 4 327th troopers, with all the printing and everything looking the same, just 2 troopers having different accessories. The printing on the torso and legs is really good in terms of the yellow markings, very accurate, still doing printed waist capes, which is just such a bummer. The helmet printing is a little bit inaccurate in terms of, I feel like, looking at pictures of the 327th troopers, the yellow line is just a little too wide. And also with the printing right there, just above the visor, there's no yellow on the actual trooper. I think the printing isn't necessarily bad on the helmet. It's not as bad as the 212th trooper. There are also new physical pauldron pieces for these clones, so the set moved away from the cloth pieces. With the new piece, I don't like how it kind of raises the neck on the minifigure. I do like the look of the physical piece though. I feel like it has a more accurate depiction to the trooper than a cloth piece would have. I just wish a little bit that it was a little bit more down. It looks like it kind of hangs over the shoulder a lot, but I feel like it looks good, and I don't think it's an upgrade to cloth pieces. I feel like both are good to have. And then on the back, there's just the rest of the armor. And these troopers do have yellow arms. One of the clone troopers does have the newest rangefinder piece, and I really do like the mold and design. I think it is better than the previous. And then the clone trooper's face print is the same one that we've been getting. It is very awesome getting these 327th troopers. They're starting to become some of my favorites, you know, when I'm using them on Battlefront, but I just wish that they did have physical waist capes. Overall, I don't think these troopers look bad, and I feel like the physical pauldron works. Lastly, the set comes with 3 Super Battle Droids, which is the same version from earlier this year in the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack. There's not much difference to these Super Battle Droids than the ones that came out a while ago, other than it's more stable there in the midsection, it won't break as easy, and then there's just a more detailed mold here at the top, like with the dot right there. The first build in this set is a Dwarf Spider Droid, and this is a massive upgrade from really any Dwarf Spider Droid that we've gotten from LEGO. LEGO has moved away from using the ball turret piece as its main head, and they did a more brick-built design, which I think looks a lot more accurate and adds a lot more detail. The 2 red eyes plus the cannon in the middle just looks really good. And then on the top here is just like a small antenna, and then the Dwarf Spider Droid does have 4 legs with a clear piece in the middle for stability. This is definitely the most accurate and best design of a Dwarf Spider Droid that LEGO has done, and this design going forward is definitely an upgraded version from previous ones. There is also a very small turret build with a stud shooter, which fires a stud. I don't really like this small very build for a turret. I would have preferred a more brick-built version. The last build is a 327th ATRT. Starting off with the legs, I really love how detailed it is, and this is a better design kind of here at the bottom than the previous ATRT in the 501st Battle Pack. Now moving on to the top section, there is a seat for a 327th Trooper with a printed control panel. On the front are 4 stickers with just some designs and decals, and then on the front is a clear piece, which I would think is light. The cannon at the front is definitely the one thing that looks off to me compared to the rest of the build, because the build is pretty detailed. I do like the detail around on every section of the build, and then the front, you know, it's kind of just a basic looking cannon with that stud shooter mold, so I definitely wish it was brick build and actually more detailed. And then on the back here are, you know, its comms or the antennas. There's also some 2 holders here for weapons. I overall really like the design. I like how more detailed it is, and I do prefer this one from the previous ATRT in the 501st Battle Pack. Here's a comparison between the size difference. So as you can see, the new one is smaller, but that is a lot more accurate in terms of minifigure scale. It's still a little too big for that scale, but it's kind of in the right direction. Now, obviously, for this set being $45, it being smaller definitely is not a good look. If price wasn't a factor, then I think this new ATRT definitely is better in size. So now for my thoughts on this set. I think it's a good battle pack. It does army building very well with giving you 327th Troopers and Super Battle Droids, so you're army building both sides with some pretty good detailed builds. The ATRT and Dwarf Spider Droids are both upgrades from previous iterations, being more detailed, and I just absolutely love the new Dwarf Spider Droid design and definitely should be the one going forward. It's just a lot more accurate. These two builds are definitely up there for some of the best battle pack builds, but this set suffers because of its price at $45. This set should not have gotten a $15 increase from the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack earlier this year, which that set came with more. That earlier battle pack had more builds and it had B1 battle droids as well. So you're paying $15 more with those things not included. It's honestly unbelievable that LEGO would release a battle pack so similar to a previous one in the same year but increase it by $15 and actually remove a lot of stuff. There were even leaks about this set that included a small Felucia build. LEGO decided not to include that build, and even if the build was here, it's not justifying the price at all, but it just would have added a little extra to this set. If LEGO were to include those B1 battle droids here and more builds, $45 is still way too overpriced for a battle pack. I'm glad that the 327th is now getting some love with the release of this battle pack and Commander Bly in the MTT. I also just really love this Dwarf Spider droid, and it's probably my favorite build from this set. It just sucks that this battle pack is just way too overpriced. I'm also glad that Super Battle Droids are now in the rotation of releasing with these sets. It had been a while since they had been released before this year, but now I'm glad that they've been released in 2 sets so far. I would recommend waiting for a sale because there should be one eventually. The overpricing is just getting out of hand, especially with this August 1st wave. It sucks because in terms of the concepts of these sets, take the price away for a second, this is a really good Clone Wars wave. You know, a turbo tank, MTT, 327th battle pack. It just sucks that every set is just overpriced. This wave is almost reminiscent of that 2013 year where we had gotten the gunship, the ATT, you know, all these clone and droid vehicles. Overall, this is a battle pack that comes with good minifigures, good builds, but it just has way too high of a price. No battle pack should cost $45. That was my review of the new 327th Clone Trooper Battle Pack. Definitely lightsaber slash that like button and hit subscribe with post notifications on so you know when I upload. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.